I think the Marlins would certainly trade some of those wins.
Hey, the Marlins have a little choreography themselves too. They just haven't had the opportunity to use it as much.
That's my point.
Yeah.
Is that, you know, if you're the Dodgers, hey, you can dance around second base if you want. You won 42 of 52 games. You got Ethier, then you got Uribe. Ethier and Uribe have had great runs against the Marlins. Uribe's got 5 hits in this series. Ethier is 2 for 3 tonight. Obviously, you want to see Kenley Jansen with just a 1-run deficit if you're Miami, and if you're the Dodgers, you want some insurance. You want to get Hanley Ramirez home.
Got to be careful too with Hanley out there. Doesn't steal at the rate he once did, but he's a smart base runner.
Has your Twitter feed gone dead over there?
I sense sarcasm.
Yes. Actually, it's a lull in the game. You know, all the fun tonight for Marlin fans kind of left when Yasiel Puig walked up and hit the first pitch he saw off the top of the wall and then out in left center field. And that's the difference in the game. It was 4-4. And Webb with a breaking ball. Ethier goes down swinging.
I had a tweet from Sneak. I had a look back and play third, and Ryan Webb comes in, bats in the spot that had been occupied by Donovan Solano, and tries to restore the 7th inning.
Boy, a pair of walks. Jennings allowed 3 stolen bases. 4-2 Cleveland. Runners first and second. Fouled at the plate. So Webb in for Jennings. Jason Kipnis, a big night, 3 for 3. He's driven in 3.
Now the pitch he hit was a slider for the base hit up the middle. He hit that little tapper up the first baseline on a fastball. Dan Jennings came back with slider and he was on it.
He went out of the zone, fouls it off. 1 and 2. 2 bang plays, and on replay, both were correct calls. Dana DeMuth at third, the tag of Stubbs, and then Michael Bourne at the plate. Webb battling Asdrubal Cabrera. The Indian shortstop takes down.
Mike Redmond got close to being tossed.
I think in that situation for Redmond, there's two things going on. Number one, he's angry about the play at the plate, but number two, he's angry about coming back to tie a game and then having it go up in smoke just like that on a pair of walks and 3 stolen bases.
Well, we talked about Stubbs and Bourne when the Indians got all that speed on base and they took advantage of it.
Swing and a miss. And so Cabrera strikes out.
The 3-2 breaking ball by Ryan Webb to get a tough hitter. Back up slider. Struck out a good hitter.
Chad Godin will bat. He was on the brink of leaving the ball game, which no pitcher wants to do with a nice lead. You want to get at least through 5 innings. Squares the bunt, pulls back. The Giants have had 17 hits 3 times this season, but I would bet they haven't had 14 in 3+ innings all season. Valdi's ERA, by the way, went up over a run, 2.82 to 3.96. Fastball in the corner. Godin bunting here, pulls back, 1-2.
Looking quickly, Craig. Got a good feeling this is a season high in runs for the Giants as well. Scored 10 a couple times. And yeah, 12 is a season high already.
Oh, nice breaking ball for Webb to strike out Chad Godin and get the first out of the inning. 7 batters into the 4th.
How about Godin? The pitch runs, Craig, the Marlins have allowed this year. Back in June, they lost 13-7 to the Cardinals.
Crawford 2 for 3, 2 singles, and he has scored 2 runs.
Didn't we talk about how poorly the Giants had been with runners in scoring position? 189 their last 14 games.
I thought you told me that.
Tonight they're 8 for 12. Bruce Bochy saying, where have these guys been?
Yeah. There's Boch.
Couple of World Series title, won a pennant with the Padres back in '98.
Had a great run as a manager, 19 consecutive years. That's the longest consecutive streak for anybody active in baseball.
I got one for you. The longest tenured manager now in the National League East is Freddie Gonzalez.
Wow. Wow. And that's with Atlanta. I mean, you're saying with one team. One team? Yeah. Did he go? No. Look down at third at Tony Randazzo. 1-2.
Well, he's been longer than Davey Johnson has been with the Nationals, longer than Terry Collins, longer than Mike Redmond, and of course Charlie Manuel let go today.
Well, that was the hook on your story right there.
That's right. There's always a hook.
Webb fastball, nice pitch, inside corner, strikeout. Looking on Crawford against the Marlins out of the inning, but not before the Giants score 4 more times on 6 more hits. The Giant bats have come alive. 12 runs and 14 hits.
Up with bunts, the Rockies, and both times it was Herrera, a sacrifice fly in the 2nd and a sacrifice bunt here in the 7th. And here is the aforementioned Culberson. Webb misses with a slider. Calhoun High School in Georgia for Culberson. His father, a draft pick of the Giants back in '84. And Culberson, coming up in the Giants organization, it was a high school draft in '07. A sandwich pick, which means you're sandwiched between the 1st and the 2nd round of compensation picks.
Do you think if you're a sandwich pick, Rich, you go around telling people you're a sandwich pick or just a first rounder?
First round pick, because sandwich pick sounds like something that Jared at Subway would.
Because then if you said you were a sandwich pick, you'd have to explain to everybody what that is.
Well, Culberson was the guy that came over from the Giants in the Marcos Scutaro trade, which certainly worked out well for the Giants.
Good pitch. Punched a good 94-mile-an-hour two-seamer in on his hands.
Culberson goes down, and now it's Charlie Blackmon. Having watched it last night and having seen some of his greatest moments up close, you sure hope that Roy Halladay is fine and is able to build the arm strength to get the velocity back for next year. Because
yeah, you're absolutely right.
It was tough to watch last night.
It was, and you know the type of person he is, the type of hard worker he is, and that's why you root for guys like that. But the bottom line, you got to remember, Roy Halladay is 36. He's thrown a lot of innings. There's Papelbon.
Jonathan Papelbon getting ready.
And you have to wonder, you can't imagine a team offering him any kind of a guaranteed contract unless it's heavily laced with incentives. And you don't know if a guy like Halladay would go to a spring training camp on a minor league contract.
Ashe fouls it off. We've seen Cody Ashe. Ryan Sandberg likes him. In fact, he likens him to a young Chase Utley.
If you're a young infielder and a left-handed hitter, that's a good comparison.
Dale Scott down at third base, no swing. Close. struck him out. Down goes Ashen. Webb has retired both men that he's faced. All right, kids, you asked for a little 10.
Webb's 1-0 to McDonald. Foul past third. Back our way. Two and two. Well, if it goes according to plan, you know how these things go, but it'll be Strop and Greg. Strop in the 8th, Greg in the 9th.
8-9-1 due up for the Fish in the 8th. Good race in the AL West. Rangers coming into play today with a 1-game lead over the A's. A's lead Texas today 3-2 in the 4th. Brandon Moss has hit his 26th home run.
Full count on McDonald. Sweeney next. Pitch. The one chopped foul. Got him. So Webb, after coming on and giving up the go-ahead homer, has struck out the next two.
Good slider there.
Span takes away. Tommy has documented the run that Span is on at the top of the Washington order. Span coming over for the Minnesota Twins. 19 straight now. It's the longest active streak in baseball. He extended it with a base hit in the 4th.
It's been a solid streak too. He's stayed over 400 during the hitting streak.
Catholic High School in Tampa. Ryan Webb in relief of Jacob Turner. That's Anthony Rendon, Ian Desmond, and Wilson Ramos with hits, not only to open the inning, but to knock out Turner. Counts 2-2. And so Mike Redmond is hoping for multiple innings out of Webb. And then after that, just about everybody's available except maybe Sam Dyson, who threw 3 innings last night. Got him. Down he goes. Span strikes out. Webb strikes out 3. Nationals, though, with a run and a 5-3 lead. So Fowler, who was getting the day off, been in the leadoff spot all year, 0 for 8 in the series.
Boy, the way Fowler started the season, Rockies fans thought he might have 25 home runs. He hit 8 home runs in the month of April. Not a home run guy, just hit 13 last year. He's done a pretty good job getting on base percentage up at the top of the order.
Two-one. And Webb catches the corner. Mike Dunn ready to go. And it's low and inside. The Rockies in this ballgame have 7 hits. Miami is, we've documented trouble scoring runs and trouble getting hits, especially in this series. Just 4 hits in their 3-0 win last night. 4 more hits in the 3-2 loss on Friday. That's strike 3 called. Fowler goes down. Webb looks sharp.
Yeah, Ryan Webb doing a good job in trying to give Mike Redmond a couple of innings, and that's good. Good movement on that 2-seamer. John Chimchuk always on the top of his game as part of our crack staff, Rich. The Marlins in this series have 13 hits, 14 walks, but none of the 14 walks is scored.
That 1-0. On a night where neither starters look sharp, Charlie Morton, 5 innings, 4 runs, 9 hits.
Now we talked about Neil Walker growing up in baseball. Ryan Webb, the same thing. His father Hank pitched for the Mets in the 70s.
One and 2. Walker at third. And Webb. Got him. Couple nice breaking balls. Striking out Alvarez, striking out Jones. Pirates do get a run, though, and lead it by 2.
Select company to hit 3 homers in a World Series game.
They don't call Pablo Mr. October. But he did it.
Well, maybe they should call him Mr. October. Reggie did it. Game 6, 1977. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Babe Ruth did it twice in the 20s. And Albert Pujols did it in Game 5 of 2011. But no one ever did it in their first 3 plate appearances in a World Series game. Till Pablo. And Ryan Webb strikes out Sanchez, and the Giants do not score through 4.5. They lead 12-5.
Perez with 1 out. With Peralta now at third, Avila at first. Foul tip off Coy Hill. That run at third is Tom Kohler's. If Ryan Webb can get out of the inning and keep the lead, Kohler can stay lined up for win number 5.
Perez this year in Double-A and Triple-A combined hit 300.
Webb's 0-1. It's in. Ball and a strike and an out. One and two.
Good two-seam fastball by Ryan Webb. '66th appearance for Webb. He's been able to stay reasonably healthy, as has Mike Dunn, as has Chad Qualls, Steve Cishek.
And Webb burying that pitch in on the hands of Perez. A nice out to get. Now there are 2 outs.
Yeah, you think about it, that's one thing in the bullpen. The bullpen arms have been pretty healthy all year. Well, he really got Perez to chase that two-seamer.
Yeah, the double switch was Dietrich. That's what Brian Gorman was explaining to Ron Renicky.
The scoreboard has it right now.
In case you like to keep the book at home. There goes Segura. Pitches high and away. Throw to second. Bounces in, and safe is the call. Wow. Close play at second base. Segura is in there, and Mike Redmond is on his way out for an explanation. Stolen base number 30 of the season for Gene Segura.
Oh, that's a heck of a play out there by Echeverria. Wow. He hung in there nicely. He caught the short hop and looked like he put the tag on Segura. Tony Randazzo, the second base umpire. Look at this play. Boy, very close. He got him on the helmet, but Randazzo, the second base umpire, said he got the hand in there. I don't know.
Yep, Brewers might have got a break there. Now that's with super slow-mo camera. That's a tough call. Remember earlier today, Segura put a tag on the helmet of Ruggiano and got the call. Stolen base number 30, and now the Brewers with the winning run in scoring position. Francisco at the plate.
Well, pretty much anything that makes the outfield on the grass is going to score the run. Brewers have 3 shots at it.
Ricky Weeks to follow if it gets to him. Francisco would love to end it right here. Best arm in the outfield is in right. Giancarlo Stanton, who has a cannon. Big swing and a miss. Francisco trying to hit one to West Allis. Ruggiano, an accurate arm, the worst of the 3. Ozuna throws it well. He's been a right fielder. And then the best of the 3 in right field with Stanton. Great speed at second in Segura. 2-1. Francisco swings and misses again. 2-2.
Taking that big hack. First on the sinker, this time on a breaking pitch.
The only walk-off hit came as a member of the Braves last year. He did it against the Dodgers. That was last August. Somehow got to get the runner to third base at least. And he strikes out. Francisco is out. Mathis secures it at first, and Segura is still standing at second base.
Boy, had to count his favorite 2-0. And swung at a couple of breaking balls in the dirt. Here it is. The slider grip ends up in the dirt. But Mathis doing a nice job keeping it in front of him.
So Webb gets his first out. Oh.
That's number 9 for Murphy.
Against his former team. Still nobody out. 8-7 Cubs. We were going to see Lim make his major league debut, but now it'll be Pedro Strop.
Always the risk when you bring that guy back out. Consecutive days after working a couple of innings. Not be quite as fresh. Even good movement. More run than sink, however. There's the good sinker.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. It's out number 1. Whether the Cubs are home or on the road, guided tours of legendary Wrigley Field are available. Tours.
And now 2 outs in the inning, and here is Martin Maldonado. Who's going to come up with the big hit? Both teams have had their shots. This is the first chance in extra innings for the Brewers with a runner in scoring position. Maldonado has a hit today, and he chases that breaking ball. Maldonado had an infield hit in the 4th. He's 1 for 4. Impressive that he's caught 12 scoreless innings. Got to give credit to the backstop in a game like this. He'd love to be the star offensively. 0-2. The bat slipped out of his hand and got a piece of Brian Gorman, I believe. Oh, got him right in the mask.
Yeah. Dropped the back, maybe out of fatigue. Catching all those innings. Getting his money's worth today as the backup catcher.
Well, he's down in the count 0-2. Lucroy going to try it sideways. That might be the one. And a called strike 3. Lucky number 13 coming up. Still scoreless.
Frustrating.
And it's also why John Chimchuk is one of the best.
Awarded a doctorate degree in baseball history. Webb going right to work, getting 2 outs here in the 8th. Kadyr's been a tough out the entire series.
Pretty much the entire year.
That's
For
right.
everybody. He came into the game with a 329 average. So Kadyr right at 330 now. I mean, he's still involved in that batting race a little bit.
On base percentage above 390. But Webb gets him. Really nice work by Ryan Webb today. 2 scoreless innings.
Baxter got a start in right field yesterday, went 1 for 4. Been far more effective as a pinch hitter than he has been in any other role. And now up to pinch hit against Webb here in the 7th. It's amazing how much more aggressive he is as a pinch hitter. SNY Super Slow Motion is brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealers. Visit them on the web at searchmercedes.com. Ball and strike to Baxter with Eric Young on deck. Well, the Pirates just went in front of the Cubs 4-3 in the bottom of the 6th.
I think that place is rocking right now in Pittsburgh.
Been selling out every home game over the last month.
It's wonderful.
Pirates and Cardinals tied for the lead in the Central. Cardinals are no score with the Mariners in the 4th. Baxter lays off. 2-2. In the American League West, showdown between the A's and the Rangers. The A's are 3.5 games up on the slumping Rangers. It's Oakland 4, Texas 2 in the 3rd. Cespedes and Donaldson with home runs.
What a year he's had, huh, Donaldson? Just got Josh Reddick back. Cespedes has been great. I mean, they just score runs in bushels.
All that good young pitching. A.J. Griffin won his 14th last night, pitched a gem. He's taken charge much as they did last year.
Unbelievable. Well, the Angels have made a run, huh? I mean, they know they're out of it,
yeah,
but
they played their best baseball.
yeah.
Three and 2 to Baxter with 1 out and nobody on. And might take strike 3 called. Webb got the inside corner for his first strikeout. 2 out in the inning.
Kind of bends the start. Yeah, it got the corner. Not going to fool the ump. Baxter on top of the plate, right on the corner. Good pitch.
So 2.
That's a bang play in the seats.
Fan just trying to protect himself.
Well, Webb has to deal with Pedro Alvarez. Infield's in. There's 1 out. .64 Pittsburgh. The other postseason team right now in the Central, Cincinnati, and they're in Los Angeles tonight. 2-2.
Alvarez.
Up and in. Alvarez 0 for 3 in this ball game with a pair of strikeouts. Good breaking ball.
Boy, went up for that fastball the pitch before. It came back with a real good slider.
Five runs against Tom Kohler. 9 hits allowed by Kohler. He did strike out 6. As we mentioned, he threw a career high 109 pitches. Chuck Hernandez on the horn.
Webb from the stretch with nobody on. Sinker's low.
Sweeney worked the count full last time and then went deep off Caminero, the hard throwing right-hander.
Really have to like Ryan's approach. He's been healthy and a very intriguing guy for the Cubs looking ahead to next year.
Yeah, it's really interesting. He and Brian Bogusevic in so many ways, so similar. Left-handed hitters, good athletes, good outfielders.
Swing and a miss. 3 straight Ks to end the inning, but 2 walks.
And that possibility around up in the booth a little while ago that Strasburg could come back this weekend against the Mets. This is 27-year-old right-hander Ryan Webb. He has never started a game in his major league career, but he's been a long guy, a setup guy at times in his career. 54 games this year, and in 63 innings, 42 strikeouts. Not a real strikeout guy, but a big fella who can be tough to deal with. And I'm sure the Marlins would like to him pitch for a while, like Stammen for the Nats.
Yeah, pretty good two-seam fastball, averaging 92 miles an hour. Got a slider and a change to go with it. Slider at 81, change at 83.
So Webb has been working in the bullpen. Shouldn't take him too long. Craig Stammen started his warm-up tosses about 12, 13 minutes ago. So it looks like we're ready. Lombardozzi is at second base. He doubled in the rain out to the gap in left center. And Davey could have done a couple things here. Could have had Stammen hit. He could have had one of the other starters hit. But he would like to pick up another run, and he will go with Scott Hairston to try to make it 2-0 here.
Well, he's an offensive guy, and he's going for the 2-out knock.
Hairston against Ryan Webb. He is 2 for 3. So there is some success here. And of course, with Strasburg leaving with a count of 0-1, this at bat counts for this pitcher against Hairston. So the count's 0-1, and here we go at 8:49 with a slider that's in there. So it looks like a 1 hour and 11-minute rain delay. They're going to call it 8:50. So an hour and 12 minutes officially. And Hairston now has to be on the attack. It's 0-2. Slider away. Managed to hold. And at the last moment, Scott saw that pitch cutting back out over the plate, thought he better take an emergency hack.
And no matter how long you play the game, right? A rain delay that long, it's just so weird going from 0 to 60 all of a sudden, getting the game going. You know, even though it was early in the game still has an ebb and a flow. And then you sit around the clubhouse, you play cards, you watch a movie, you know, maybe figure out who's going to pitch for the Marlins and watch some video, but then all of a sudden you're right back in and started up. Here you go.
Way inside, and Hairston hops back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And while the Nats weren't playing, the Braves took a 2-1 lead at home over Cleveland. Cincinnati is hammering St. Louis tonight. 9-0 right now. And that's a game that Adam Wainwright started. Look at Hairston down the line, left field, and just into the corner foul. Flirting with a 2-0 or 3-0 lead for a moment.
It didn't really have the sound, so you were wondering if it had enough distance. Hooked at the last second foul. And let's see if it did have distance. Kind of disappeared down that corner. Hairston's wishing it foul right here. Short, compact swing. Tough to get in on him. Look at the hook right there, and just misses foul. I think after that he's going to see a slider away.
Oh, he threw it right down the middle. Hairston couldn't get it, I'm sure. Webb didn't want to throw it right there. But the Nats now pick up a run on 2 hits and have the lead.
Infield in for Strasburg, who swings and misses. Nationals have 10 hits, 5 of them extra bases, 3 doubles, and 2 home runs.
Well, all of a sudden, after being shut down Friday night, the Nationals with just 2 base hits. Last night, 16 hits for Washington and 10 already today. Somebody made a good point. They said it's tough for a fastball pitcher like Nathan Eovaldi to follow Jose Fernandez in the rotation. You know, same hard stuff. And Nathan just didn't have the good breaking ball last night. You'd love to have a Jamie Moyer type.
Well, and along those lines, for when Moyer was in Seattle's rotation, Lou Piniella never liked to follow Moyer with a guy like a Jeff Facero or another soft-tossing lefty.
Yeah.
He wanted to separate the soft-tossing lefties, keep them as far apart. Sorry, that was the first soft-tossing lefty I could pull out of my hat from.
Jeff Facero is a good name. Pitched for the Expos, too, I think.
Two. outside corner. And you can hear Gary Cederstrom bring him up. Webb gets a strikeout. He's punched out 2. Sandwiched around the double by Rendon. And Denard Span comes up.
That just gets him with a good fastball. So nice job so far by Ryan Webb. Even though he gave up that triple, he's gotten a couple of strikeouts here. Just finding that outside corner.
Pump, and he got sniped about halfway from the mound to the third baseline. He pumped his fist so hard that he took a header. One of the funniest moments I've seen this year.
Lombardozzi, big hit for the Nats early. 2 outs. Desmond at first, second inning. In the rain, jacked one to left center to put the boys on top. Lombardozzi now hitting .329 over his last 35 games, spanning 73 at-bats. So that's an average of 2 at-bats per game. Some nights it's 1, some nights it's 3 or 4. Hard to produce in a scenario like that. That ball gets away, way inside, and Ramos, a very valuable 90 feet for the Nats.
How'd it miss him? And it looked like it almost hit the back pant leg of Lombardozzi, but nonetheless, Wilson Ramos in scoring position with 2 strikes and 2 outs, so he'll get a good jump on the swing, and boy, it went right underneath his back leg. 5-hole, really. Humid night. Buffalo sweating.
He's been out there every day. Probably needed the day off Monday as much as anybody. Lombardozzi on a good take on a breaking ball that came bending down and in just at the last second.
I mean, do Buffalo sweat? I mean, that one is right now.
I've never been close enough to find out, nor I desire to be. Two to Lombardozzi, who has 18 RBIs on the year. Giancarlo Stanton, best arm out there. He had 2 outfield assists against the Nats in 1 inning in that series before the break. Lombardozzi called out. Ball came back from the outer part, and the Nats strand their 3rd runner onto the 5th inning now in a 2-0 game.
So Lucas is in the 9 spot. He's due up second in the bottom of this inning. And the pitcher Webb resides in Polanco's spot, 6th in the order. Moore goes after a fastball and fouls it back. This game's had a little bit of everything. From balks, Strasburg committing 2 with a runner at 3rd each time, to long balls. The Nationals have launched a couple of no-doubters, Ryan Zimmerman and Wilson Ramos. We just saw Desmond swipe second and cause a ball to get into left field while running to third. Webb's out front 0-2 on Tyler Moore. Anthony Rendon. And then pitcher spot, Steven Strasburg. Run across here in the 5th.
We talked to Rich at the very beginning of the game. Going back last 4 starts for Jacob Turner, lots of base runners between the hits and the walks. Today, Turner faced 24 batters, 12 reached base, 9 hits, 3 walks.
Saw Chuck Hernandez there talking to Turner, trying to keep his spirits up. Not just with Jose Fernandez and not just with the Marlins, are teams around baseball that are out of contention, keeping a close eye on young pitchers and their inning totals in relation to where they were last year or where they've been on their way up. That strike 3 called. Webb gets Tyler Moore. And the Marlins, for Jacob Turner, are keeping an eye on his load this year?
I think it's a little different with Henderson Alvarez, who pitches tomorrow night against the Braves.